So again, we're looking at 3 areas within the yellow outline that's identified there. So we have on the north side, it's again an extension of the existing Hanson Park to the south of about 28 acres. In the central, it's being identified as the village center, which is a mix of uses that I'll show in the next couple slides. And then to the south, complementary development that potentially could be an income revenue generator for the park improvements that would need to happen on the north side of 25 acres. This is a conceptual rendering. You can see a hard copy here that's printed on the board. It's the exact same. I'll break down kind of the top, middle, and bottom portions of this master plan to get a better idea of what we're looking at. But when you look at the large site here off of Highway 45, you have one key Main Street entrance, which would be designed just as such as kind of a village identity, a Main Street character, that then leads to a boulevard kind of spine development that to the south would lead to a business park area, and to the north again to the Hanson Park expansion. And just as a note, there is additional roadways connecting to the existing business park to the north. So Highway 45 is the main entry point, but there is kind of a secondary access point from the north. Oh, I apologize for that.
Just taking care of. Just keep rolling.
On the south side here, so this is again 25 acres. The site plan is showing 6 different lots. This is a conceptual lot division. Right now it's all one large lot, and it would be dependent on the user that would come in. These could be smaller lots. Right now they range from about 3 acres to 6 acres in size, but that could be combined to be larger lots, or again, like I said, further smaller to accommodate whatever user would come in. These are just some pictures that I included in the previous time that we presented this. So the character of this business park is not just for business alone, but this is a very natural environmental area. There's wetlands that are surrounding this. So the thought of having sustainable stormwater ponds that the public can engage with through trails and different patios or gazebos, or even a lookout tower that I'm showing here, would be a key part of the southern business park. There's a 15-foot easement around the entire border that is inclusive of a trail that would kind of connect people around the entire business park. On the north side, this is looking at the more active recreation for the master plan. What you see here is a 4-plex diamond. This is different than the 5-plex that was presented last time. Grafe, my company that I work for, does do a lot of these park master plans, and with talking with my athletic recreation lead, it really is dependent on more planning that needs to be done from the village standpoint as far as what types of fields you actually want to do, whether it's competitive or recreational. So what it's shown on this master plan are kind of a more safe, conservative approach for the field size. They're showing 300-foot length for all the fields. The 3 softball fields could be reduced in size to 200, and then you potentially could get another field in, but I erred on showing just the 4 fields in order to really fit what more industry standard is showing for other athletic field planning. I won't go into all this detail because it's a lot of numbers, but I'm happy to share this afterwards. One key thing that I did want to highlight is on the upper right here, in the green are different size youth soccer fields. And if the baseball and softball fields would indeed be more of a recreational and non-competitive use, you could definitely fit different soccer fields overlapping the softball fields or the baseball fields, so that you could have both softball and soccer combined in the same area. If the village desired them to be more of a competitive field for the baseball and softball, it'd be very difficult to overlap soccer within those athletic fields. Just some other amenities that potentially could be included on the village park side. What's been talked about is can progress days move down here and encompass some of the new spaces that are shown in this master plan. Could you include a beer garden, or in the winter, even some ice skating that's either on some of the stormwater ponds or within some of the large open space areas that are shown on the master plan. So lots of different opportunities, no specific area for this identified. And then finally, the main streets, which is kind of the key entry point into this village center. It's showing 4 different lots, 2 on the north side of the street and 2 on the south. These would accommodate potentially ground floor commercial, if the village could attract it, whether that's some sort of retail shop or even an office. And then based on the last meeting, what was discussed is if the market could attract it, is if we can get some residential above the ground floor commercial. That's what the rendering here is showing, is ground floor commercial with some residential above. It's not to say that that has to happen. These are just some images showing on the top right here, if it wouldn't be commercial, or if it wouldn't be residential above, you could just have kind of just more retail commercial only. Also, if commercial couldn't be attracted here, you could just do residential as well. And then the other area here, lot 5, what I was showing is the eventual transition of if Village Hall would move to this site, could you combine that with a community center or even a library that would kind of be in one building at this village center at the heart of this plan. This is a rendering that's taken kind of from the east side of the site, where the large wetland environmental area is looking back towards Highway 45. So Highway 45 is in the distance there, and you'd be overlooking the natural space and the open space as part of the plan there. The entire area to help get a better picture. We're going to start right now, we're above the existing Hanson Park, so this is an existing field below, and we're going to fly south over the development here. So this is an existing path from the existing park that would connect all the way to the new play fields and then all the way to the actual main street. So people could essentially park at the main street and then walk all the way up to the different athletic fields and recreation fields that they have. Everything along Highway 45, for the majority, you'll see natural space, open lawn space here, where it's a lot of green space adjacent to 45. Minus when you start to actually get to the main entry, which again gives more of that village center and arrival to the new main street. So here you can see buildings on either side. The ground floor again could be commercial. On the right coming up here is a large building that potentially could be Village Hall with that library space as well. As you continue to move forward, this is a large public space that could be just an open lawn, or you could put a pavilion there and have different bands and live events. Maybe your Progress Days goes within that space with fireworks behind. You're looking back now over the entire development and shifting down towards the south development area, where again it's showing different sized buildings, but these could all change depending on a user that could come in. This is the terminus here, and we show some trucks just to show that it is large enough to still accommodate trucks moving within this central spine boulevard. And then as you zoom up, again, you're looking north, so all the way on the top is the new play fields. In the middle is that main street with the development on either side, and on the south is that business park area.
On the upper right, is that soccer field space, on the upper right, to the right of the baseball?
So these are privately owned lots. If you recall, this was, I believe the developer name was the Auto Truck Development, and then this is a current property that is not anything right now, but it's a privately owned lot. Most likely expansion sell from the industrial park for other industrial users.
So there's no soccer field planned for this park?
No. I mean, our overall plan across the street from this, on the west side of 45, the land use plan has a park there that was going to be completely soccer fields.
This plan shows the potential to have soccer fields overlaying.
Yeah,
Right,
we
yeah.
could temporarily, on the temporary until
So
the,
at least there's some
I thought it might be too drastic to only go from 5 fields down to 2 and show soccer fields, so I did keep just the 4 here and then say that soccer would definitely be possible, but I could have rendered it to show soccer.
Okay.
And there, like I said, and there's a park on D south of 50 planned. It's more of a neighborhood park, and that was planned for soccer fields.
Okay.
So